Hey boys and girls, Ms. Miner here in my backyard for today's art challenge. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is look for natural materials in your yard or on a walk in your neighborhood. And it could be anything that's natural. Could be bark or tree branches. Could be rocks or stones. Could be those little helicopter seeds. They're gonna be everywhere. Dandelions. They're gonna work great and nobody is gonna mind if you pick them. Other weeds that flower, leaves of some kind. These are from a daffodil plant, so they're done flowering, so I cut a bunch of those. The important thing is to remember to ask your parents before you cut anything in your yard. You are not just going to cut down your parents' flowers. You must ask. Flowers, of course. I have a lot of weeds in my yard, so that's where I got a lot of mine. And like those little tiny pine cones or any size pine cones would work great, as long as it's a natural material. No plastics. All right, so you want to gather a bunch of materials, and whatever you pick, you should have at least 8 of each thing. So if you decide to use pine cones, you need 8 pine cones. One specific thing, you're gonna need 8 things that are long and skinny to start off with. This dandelion leaf, or not dandelion, this daffodil leaf works great, or small sticks will work really good. Okay, and this is I'd say about 1.5 feet long. Okay, they can be longer, they can be shorter. It just helps you divide up your nature mandala that we're going to be creating. Now, a mandala is a round artwork, and it has radial symmetry in it, which means you could fold it in half vertically or you could fold it in half horizontally, and it would be the same. So once you've gathered your materials, bring them to a nice spot in your backyard to work, or front yard. I worked on my cement patio. All right, let's get to the demonstration. Before we get started, I just want to share some work by Andy Goldsworthy. He's an artist in the UK, the United Kingdom, and he makes artwork all out of natural materials: leaves, rock, sticks, even ice. So his work is really, really interesting and kind of inspired this lesson. Okay, so once you've gathered up some natural materials that are okay for you to use, remember, double check with your parents before you cut any of their good flowers, and it's best to stick with weeds. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is pick something to be at the center of your mandala. So I've picked this purple flower, and let's see, move it a little more towards the center. Okay, now I want to create kind of like pie pieces. Let's see, I can move it a little bit over here. All right, so now I'm going to use these daffodil leaves. Oh, it's probably too windy to do this. To turn this kind of into a pie. Okay, so horizontal, vertical, and then diagonal in between those. All right, then you can start laying in your additional things. So dandelions are fantastic to use. So I'm just gonna try and place one of each thing in each one of these pie slices that I kind of created, coming out from the center. Okay, so now I've got my dandelions there. Let's see, now I have in these, whoop, I need one more dandelion, forgot. There you go. All right, now I'm going to place my violets next. Got my violets in. All right. Another handy trick is if you have a big flower, you can take it apart and use one petal in each section instead of a whole flower. And flowers that are dying are great, and they still got color, and they don't have much life left. So you could use those. So you're just gonna keep working, going around in your circle, placing your objects. Now let's see, I have a lot of these little tiny pine cones, so I'm gonna place 2 in each section. Hopefully I picked enough. So trying to place stuff in the same spot. Each time. So this is called radial symmetry, when it's the same and you can fold it in half both directions. I know it wouldn't be perfect considering these are natural objects, but you kind of get the idea. All right, gonna add my next thing. More weeds in my yard. You know, things that people consider weeds are often still beautiful. It's gonna move a bunch. So try and find a not so windy day to make your nature mandala. And you won't have to keep rearranging stuff. Those little helicopter seeds, those are going to be in abundance right now. Those are fantastic to use. So there you have it, my nature art mandala, which is about to blow away, but that's okay. Hopefully you guys get a chance to take a picture of yours real quick and send it to me. All right, once you finish your mandala, snap a couple of nice pictures and show me. And then you can take care of all your materials, put them somewhere where they'll decompose nicely, or leave it up. The artist that I showed images of, Andy Goldsworthy, would leave it up and just let nature take its course in his artwork. All right, I hope you have fun. I'm sure these are going to turn out wonderful, and I can't wait to see them. All right, talk to you guys soon.